Welcome once again to Scenes from the Screen, where we talk about all types of films. Obscure, forgotten, prestigious, rotten, big screen and small, we cover it all. Who knows, you might discover a new gem or be reintroduced to an old favorite. My name is Sean, and I'll be your host. Holly is back again with me. Say hello.
Triple threat Holly back here again.
You
Hello.
darn tootin'. You know what? You've been really putting in the extra hours. I think I'm just gonna make you, instead of guest, I'm gonna make you co-host.
No.
You don't want to be co-host?
No.
I mean, not all the
I
time,
could
but
be producer, boss.
I don't know about the producer boss. Well, we'll talk about that. I mean, it's not much more money, up from zero to nothing. I mean, but anyway. So here we are back again, and we're going to do, because it's almost like the news, the recent news of CBS, obviously, Colbert Show ending, and with Scott Pelley just being booted from CBS. We watched the one movie a couple months ago, and I thought, why don't we do another one that both are very similar? So the first movie we watched a couple months ago, and you'd never seen it before, was Network. And Network is from 1976, so it's 50 years old. And I say that for a reason, because so it begins with the revelation that longtime nightly news anchor Howard Beale, played by Peter Finch, he's going to be fired due to declining ratings. When he declares that he'll commit suicide on the air, his friend and news division president Max Schumacher, William Holden, talks him down and gives him an opportunity for a more dignified final appearance. Beale decides to issue a rant, and that leads to a spike in the ratings. Eventually, Schumacher's let go too, and his lover, Dinah Christensen, which is Faye Dunaway, and other network executives, they decide to exploit Beale's populist ravings and his descent into madness for profit. Beale discovers that the network is going to be bought out by a foreign conglomerate, and is told by company chairman Ned Beatty, in a very brief but incredible performance.
Yes, very odd, but amazing.
To abandon his criticism of the company so that the sale can go through. Eventually, Beale's story comes to an end in the most original way, which we don't want to reveal it, but I mean, 50 years ago.
I think you can ruin it now.
Yeah, I mean, basically they assassinate him live on the air.
Mm-hmm.
So, that in and of itself is a lot, because back then, you think that's 1976, and this is still going on today.
Right. I think we
obviously not the assassination yet
that we know of.
That we know of, correct. Correct.
I do think that we watched some old movies, but this movie, and you raved about this movie for a very long time, and I just never had an interest in seeing it. This movie actually is timeless, because I didn't feel like I was watching something with old feelings and old sensibilities and old things. It was very, very, very pertinent to today.
I mean, it helps that Patty Chayefsky wrote the screenplay. He was great. If you've never seen The Hospital, which I'll have to show you at some point, and that's another great movie. The beginning of that makes me laugh out loud. But anyway, Network. Yeah. So did you enjoy Network?
Yes, very much, very, very much.
Yeah, it's
William Holden.
I mean, everybody's great in it. Holden, Faye Dunaway.
Faye Dunaway. She's
such a
her
sharp
character.
Yes.
She was such a bitch.
She was.
And she was a bitch that was she still had her power and her intelligence and her sexiness. Almost stereotypical of a powerful woman, because once you have power, you're a bitch. That's what they always say about women. But
she really was.
She really, truly was.
Yeah.
But she was very cool.
I mean, she orchestrated a lot of that.
A lot of it, yes.
Yeah, and
for her own power too.
Right. And one of the things that she did was, so she used her power as a programming developer to talk them into moving the news, or at least Howard Beale's show, under the entertainment division.
Right.
And what else sounds like that? Whereas it's not news, but it's entertainment.
Right. And that's what news is, technically. It's just entertainment.
It's just entertainment at this point. It's not like the days of, back then you saw Cronkite, there was Rather, there was people that you trusted and that you knew they would deliver the news correctly. And it was actual news.
And you felt like they were they didn't pick sides. Like they just gave you the facts, and they just gave you exactly what happened without skewing it to either side.
Right, and nonpartisan.
Yes, which we don't have.
They were just facts
today. Yes.
Yeah, and they were pretty much indisputable. Right. I mean, you could see some of the stuff that maybe they were facts that they reported, but maybe some of it wasn't correct because of what they were being fed. But it was pretty much, I would say, 99% facts is what they were giving us.
Black and white. This happened.
Cronkite would have never allowed. I mean, any of those people would have never allowed just bullshit to come in. He would have just flipped out.
Right. I think. Well, I was going to say David Muir is like that, but.
Yeah, I mean, I think to a certain extent, but we'll touch on that because of our second film. Because I mean, I do like Muir, I really do. But again, I think it plays into part of the second film more than the first. let's see. So the thing about network is that it saw the rise of sensationalistic journalism and the need to make money. Not
Right.
that that didn't exist, but I think that really brought it to the forefront.
Right. That news was a profit. It wasn't just a news used a long time ago. News was a service.
Yes, right.
And then this is showing how news is profit. It's capitalism. It's profit. It's corporate. It's not just.
Well,
a
once the
service to
corporation
people.
started
Right.
taking over and purchasing all the, and, right, that's when
Yes.
it had to turn a profit.
Commercialism and all that.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah, I mean,
It's sensationalism because that's all that keeping the old guy on as the anchor or whatever his role was.
yeah, he was the lead anchor.
Lead
Yeah,
anchor,
1999
was just
news.
sensationalism because they were exploiting his mental health. And it was just like, oh my God, what's he going to say next? Or what's he going to do next? And it was just like, it was just like kind of that what people do when you see a car accident, everyone slows down and look at it. That's what it was. It was how society watches someone else's pain. And I think
Yes, correct.
they knew that people would watch and tune in and the ratings would go up because people like to see other people in pain.
Well, and then they kind of showed the reaction because, you know, during the one time he came into the studio, rain, he just soaked in rain, and he just wandered onto the set and gave this long diatribe. And, you know, he said, I want everyone to go to their windows and say, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. People did.
Mhm.
Because people were fed up and
Right.
they didn't want to take it anymore.
Well, when was this? 76?
76.
That's when the gas prices and all that.
That started a little bit later. That was
I was wondering,
that was
like, why were they so mad then?
probably Vietnam had just ended. It's the mid 70s. You know, I mean, there were a lot of reasons that they could have been, but I don't think a lot of the reasons were much different than it was today. I think that oh, God bless you.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
My goodness, no, you ruined the whole show. That's it.
At least I only sneezed
No, I'm gonna
once,
have to
not
demote
3
you. You
times.
thought you were gonna be the boss. I'm gonna have to demote you. Maybe, probably back to guest. But yeah, I mean, for that time, for any time, it's really amazing how he captured the essence of, again, of the profit making, of the just cynicism
Yes.
of
And the feeling that, you know, how people will prefer to watch bad news over good news, prefer to watch the negative over the positive. I think, you know, they always say that news movies about newscasters, they're always like, oh, I'm the one who does the fluff pieces, you know, but we need those fluff pieces. We need that happy news. But this is just showing that people prefer the bad.
yes.
The general population would rather watch a crash than a tree planted.
I mean, everyone forgets about this film. It was, you look back, it was Rocky won Best Picture for that
But
year.
this didn't win.
No, this did not
Oh.
win. This won acting, so it won for Peter Finch posthumously. He was the first posthumous actor to win.
Which one was Peter Finch?
He was Howard Beale. He was the main.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it won for Faye Dunaway.
Oh, Best Actress?
She won for Best. Beatrice Straight won for Best Supporting Actress, and she was William
Hal
Holt's wife. Yeah, so
William Holt.
William Holt. Yeah, you're thinking Hal Holbrook.
Yes. Well,
Right.
I was close.
But actually, no. Yeah, so yeah, but, hey, it's kind of Holbrook. So anyway, yes, but we watched another movie,
Yes.
and
Now this one.
it's and this is why I mentioned David Muir. So broadcast news is from 87, so it's 39 years old. And it almost looks so. The basic story is Jane, played by Holly Hunter, Aaron is Albert Brooks. They already worked together for a Washington Bureau of the news.
It's like a network channel.
Yes, and along comes Tom, played by William Hurt. He's an anchor on the rise, based mainly on his good looks and the ability to deliver the news in a trustworthy manner. And there starts a little bit of a love triangle. Not much. I mean, it's not really that much of a love triangle because Aaron does he does love Jane in a way.
I think to the core, this was a love story. This movie, I got a lot of the love story tone in it.
Yeah, I mean it was, but yeah, to me it was, and I think because at that time, I was actually, my major was broadcast communication, so a lot of the stuff was behind. Now, obviously, not on the level of that, but you saw a lot of that in what we did.
Mhm.
Again, it wasn't peanuts compared to the Washington Bureau of nightly
ABC
news.
Yeah.
Yes, or whatever news it was supposed to be. But yeah, so for me, broadcast news took a look. It looks through the viewpoint of society speeding towards mediocrity, which is pretty much where we are now. Even the opening sequences introducing us to the characters as children has a pretty dim view of the future. In
Well,
a way,
yeah,
because it says
yeah.
that it establishes the characters, and young Aaron, he's getting beaten up after his.
Well, he's graduating high school at what 14 or something or 12.
Right.
So he's smarter than everyone else, and he's getting beat up by the other kids. Yeah.
Yeah, and he tells the one guy, "You'll never make more than $19,000 a year." And he goes, "19,000, it's not bad," and and that's true. Some people do think that way, but yeah, like I said, it's not. And the movie again does not hold. And here was the big scene that got. And I was thinking about this scene too. So when Jane is speaking at a conference, and she's going on and on just about the news and everything and society, and people start to leave, they get bored, they're talking, so she skips everything that cue card, or not her cue cards, her note cards.
Yeah.
And she starts skipping all that, and she goes, "Oh, well, here's something." She's like, "Instead of this major news announcement, you saw this on all three stations," and it was this dominoes video, like this, the contest where they set up all the dominoes and they show them falling over. And up until then, people were bored, but they all start to applaud. The whole audience erupts in applause over something so trivial. And Brooks, I think, saw the future then, how entertainment and style would usurp news and substance.
Yes. Well, I think that's what we're talking about with network is, the news itself is not the important part. It's the sensationalism of the news, what the news looks like.
Yes.
Instead of what the news is. And this, I was trying, when we were watching broadcast news, I kept thinking back, how can I compare this? And even if you don't mind me doing a little comparing.
No, absolutely. That's why we chose
I
both
could write
movies.
an essay on these two movies and do a compare and contrast with them, because I was looking at Faye Dunaway's character versus Holly Hunter's character. Holly Hunter's character was also a boss. She wasn't the big boss, but she was also very important, very, very important character.
Yes.
And very important at that station. But she was kind and friendly and caring, and
when they let people go, which was part of network
Right,
too, the
too,
network
about
firings,
yeah.
not just Howard Beale, but
other
they were
people.
cutting. So when they cut people, she felt awful.
She felt
about
really bad about it. She felt bad that she was taking the position of her friend, her mentor,
Yes,
because they were firing the older gentleman, and she was taking his job. But when Faye Dunaway took her lover shop, she was
right. She did, yeah.
Push you aside like it was nothing. So I think those two characters were really neat to have against each other.
Yes.
Very cool.
And again, they both did great jobs
Yes.
in what they were doing. When they're talking about sensationalism in the news, network and broadcast news were both used as warnings. Unfortunately, the companies will use it as a playbook.
Right.
So, and when you mentioned David Muir before, yeah, I mean, good-looking guy, but he's I think he's more of a corporate person than he is a news person. I think he does lean towards the news, but you can almost see. I don't know. I just kind of see him as a Tom Grunick, as a William Hurt character.
I see him as a little Tom Grunick and a little bit of Aaron at the same time.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, to me, Martha Raddatz would be Aaron.
Martha Raddatz is definitely Aaron.
If I had to compare them to my favorite ABC people,
yes,
Martha Raddatz would definitely be Aaron, because genius, intelligent, knows the players, knows the situation, tells you the way it is. And I do see David Muir as being a little bit more like the William Hurt character.
Yes.
The funniest thing is when William Hurt puts the jacket under
Albert Brooks's
butt. And so he keeps his line stiff. And it really did make a difference. And it was cool. And I'm like, I want to see next time we watch David Muir to see.
I want
to see how he stands.
He does.
He does posture himself.
He does posture, and I've noticed that because of this movie.
We've talked about the arm, but I'm going to just see his lines of his coat.
He does. He sits very rigidly, and they do that. I mean, that's a trick. What I found interesting too about broadcast news is that both of them, both Jane and Aaron, disavow anything Tom stands for, but yet they both end up kind of being under the sway.
Right.
Jane falls in love with him, even though she said he personifies everything that she finds truly dangerous, but it's actually becoming the norm. And then Aaron, who's this great reporter, everyone loves his stuff, but he completely flops when he goes on the air. But he asks Tom Grunick for help.
He gets help from Tom.
Yes.
They both get help from Tom.
Yes. Yeah.
And Tom's very, very, very not bright.
But here's a question. So I'm glad you brought that. He's not.
No.
But he's not bright, but do you think he knew what he was doing in a lot of cases, that he was manipulative?
I think he did learn to be manipulative because he didn't know what was going on around him. So he would use his charm to manipulate
Yes.
the situation. But I really do think he didn't didn't know how many cabinet members there were.
No, he
Like,
did.
he doesn't know the players.
But
in
he
news.
tried to portray it as he did, and anyone lesser intelligence than Aaron would have not caught that.
Right.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have asked him that in the first place. Everyone would be dazzled by him, and
Yeah.
but I
think it just shows that it was almost like the looks over the substance. You know, even the two people who had the most substance to them, Aaron and Jane, like Jane especially, like words mattered. Everything mattered to her. Substance was important
Yes.
to her. But then she still chose the good-looking guy over the guy with substance.
yes,
So she still did that.
right. She told, but so you mentioned her words. So this is, I don't know if you saw this, and I thought this was really interesting editing for sound and just film editing. So at the one point, there's a kind of an emergency special report. They have to go on the air, and obviously she says he's not ready for it because everyone else thinks Tom is smart, but he's not.
Right.
So she has to kind of mentor him, and she's kind of feeding him stuff through an earpiece. So, but the words that she uses, like she is very specific about what she uses. So her words over his and how he repeats it. He doesn't repeat it verbatim.
No.
He modifies it so that it's more relatable to the public.
Right. Yes. He took. I did like that because her language is very curt and very like almost. What's the word that they use? Too high up intelligence for the average person. What's that word?
I can't think of it
Yeah,
right
you know
now,
what I mean.
but
So like,
obviously I'm the average person.
No, she speaks very direct and very specific. That not everyone's going to really relate to that, but Tom has that down home, friendly
Folksy
kind of
yes.
I hate that word, folksy.
Yeah, because he asks at the one point, because she says it's an F-14, it's also known as a Tomcat, and it's a conflict. But instead of using a conflict, he goes the F-14 Tomcat. What's it like in a real dogfight?
Right.
Which she wouldn't have used.
The word dogfight. And
it's more conversational.
Right. And he also, when she said the F-14 is also called a Tomcat, he took the Tomcat and made it the adjective.
Yes.
Or the subject, and the way he changed it made it more natural, more of a flow of language, where hers is very like informational only. This is it, almost like driven in.
Well, the facts, but he was
right.
imbuing it with the sense of.
He had the social intelligence.
Yeah, he absolutely did. That was his gift. Yes. So that's his talent, I think. So it's not like he's without any talent or use or anything. Obviously not, because that's absolutely his talent, is being relatable to the audience.
And he was
likable from an anchor.
He was a likable. Everyone liked him.
Yes.
Like there was. It's like he was.
And he wasn't a jerk to anyone.
No, he wasn't. He was very friendly, very suave, very charming. He was. Everyone liked him except for Aaron.
Yeah. Well, even Aaron
until the end, and then Aaron kind of liked him.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little. It was. I mean, he didn't like him, but he got along with him.
Right.
Yeah, and I will say that this is, as network, this was very well acted. I didn't feel like these were movie characters. I felt like they were real people.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Holly Hunter was just amazing in it. She's the little girl who plays her at the beginning too. The way she talked and the little girl's accent was just. She reminded me of a little Holly Hunter.
Yes. Yeah. Just very. Hannah decided to go in the other room. She's very feisty tonight.
Yes, she is. She wants to be involved in the podcast.
But she wasn't. I don't know.
Sleeping during the movies, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She slept during. Yeah. All films. She'll snooze through.
Right
but
through them.
For me to stand out is obviously going to be Albert Brooks. Like I love his style of comedy. His very dryness.
Yes, Albert Brooks, and I had to look up who did this, and I was like, oh, James Brooks, and I'm like, James Brooks and Albert. I wonder if they're related because they do a lot of movies together. And Albert Brooks is his
real name's Albert Einstein, and his brother is Super Dave. Remember Super Dave Osborne?
I do remember that now.
Yes. So, okay. and there's a great scene with those two in, God, what is it? Modern Romance.
Okay.
Which we got to do some Albert Brooks. Man. We love Defending Your Life. I think and Mother.
And
is
Mother.
another one.
Yes.
Those two are just, if you haven't seen those, I mean, watch anything Albert Brooks. Real Life was great. That's an early one by him. But yeah, like I said, both films are just so well cast and so well done. And for films to be one 50 years old, one 39 years old,
and still pertinent to what's going on in our,
Yes.
and especially in the United States. Like I can't speak for what's going on in other countries.
No.
Right?
no. Well, these movies were based in the United States. It's
Right,
not
but
like they
what's
were.
going on now with news and politics and the way we get information so fast, it's almost like they predicted how fast information would come.
Yes.
Because they were, it's very, I said, the flashiness, and even the guys singing, bah, 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 getting people excited.
Who
for
was,
music.
I told you, Mark
Yes.
Shaman for South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut, Hairspray.
Right.
Yeah. And I didn't know that till later. Obviously, I didn't know that in 87.
No.
Because he wasn't who he was. But
I have one more thing.
sure.
No, I forgot what I was going to say. See, it's terrible when you get to be my age.
Well, I'm even older. What do you think?
Oh, can we talk about the uncredited person?
In broadcast news?
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? I still haven't seen him. I never catch him in there. I looked for him.
No, the one.
Oh,
he's
no, there's
uncredited.
another one I'm going to
There's
talk
another
about.
one.
Yes, there is.
No, and I had to read about it because I kind of didn't believe you when you told me the story. But Jack Nicholson plays the
Like the top
Cronkite
anchor. Yes.
person for the network, and he was such good friends with James L. Brooks that he did this movie, and he didn't want his name in the title at the beginning. It's Jack Nicholson, and this is not when he was like, he was Jack Nicholson then.
Right, because I think the same year he did Witches of Eastwick.
Right,
So he was already
a big,
well
big
established.
star. Yes, huge man. And then he's names just at the end credits, but he did not get paid at all for this.
No, he didn't want any money.
Yeah, because he just wanted to work with James L. Brooks again, which it's just so cool. And
How often do you see that?
Yeah,
anymore?
and his character he only has small scenes, but I think his character in the last scene was better when the news director says you can help out with the firings if you take $1 million less off your salary, and there was just
the
dead
way he looks at him.
silence,
Right.
and Jack Nicholson just makes his Jack Nicholson face at this guy. It doesn't say anything, and I just thought that was one of the best scenes.
I
It was
told
so
you
fun.
that other scene with when
Yeah,
he calls up Jane and he's like, oh no, give Aaron some credit. Give Aaron. He's like, oh no, it's all you. And they said, well, you talked to me. He's like, no, I got to go. And he had to read some copy, but they are actually watching Nicholson sit in his chair doing nothing.
Yeah.
He's just staring up and
throwing
looking
his
up
head
at the
back,
ceiling.
looking up and playing
which
with
is-
his mouth.
I told you, I think about that often because that's the way I feel. If like people are ignoring me, what they're doing on the,
Yeah.
they're not busy. They're just like Jack Nicholson in that
Yes.
film. No, there's actually someone else on credit who played the angry messenger, and I never see him in it, but it's John Cusack.
No way.
Yes, and I looked for him
Because
again.
again,
Joan Cusack
Joan
was in it.
Cusack is hysterical
Yep,
in this,
Joan
like she is
Cusack
in
is,
everything. She plays
phenomenal.
like Holly Hunter's assistant, kind of.
Yes, yeah, because she has great scenes.
Yeah.
I mean,
she steals her scenes all the time.
absolutely, she does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have to find that scene now.
I know, and they say you can hear his voice off camera saying something because he was fired too. But again, I've never seen him in that.
Oh,
I even watched for him this
Yeah.
time, but I don't want to mention anything to you because like you'd probably think I
Right.
was crazy.
Well,
But he is in the credits, so yeah, and that's who I thought you were talking about.
no,
Is
I was talking about
Jack Nicholson. So yeah, but they are both great movies. Watch them, double feature because one's a drama, one is a drama comedy.
more comedy than
It's more comedy.
until the scene with Aaron and Jane.
Yes,
When it gets serious.
yeah. When he says in one of the best lines of that film is, he's the devil who's going to lower our standards bit by bit, and I'm like that is absolutely true with whatever's going on. You just lower it over the years and until we get to mediocrity, which again we're pretty much there now.
Where we have now.
So
Mediocrity and stupidity.
yes, yeah, and those are
It's like the movie Idiocracy is actually happening.
it is, but and that's another
movie we
movie.
might have to do.
Well, yeah, we'll have to because I have to revisit that.
Yeah, I would have to see it again.
It's been a long time since I've seen that. All right, anything else about the movies? Just the two.
No, I highly recommend both. They're both very rewatchable.
Yes, I agree. I broadcast news more so than network because network
Yes.
you really have to be
Network's
in the mood
serious,
for.
and
It's serious.
It's very
right.
much a serious drama. Anna just wants to be part of the podcast.
She does.
Serious drama, but broadcast news I can watch over.
Yeah, I mean, for me it's again glued to the set both of them, but you have to be in the mood for network.
Yes, definitely not a fun.
Yeah, we're not gonna pop that in at a party.
Yeah, fun movie to just
Gather around,
watch.
everybody. We're watching Network. Grab another beer out of the fridge. Okay, well, we definitely, we're gonna do another movie or two. I just did the double feature with, and that's what. There's another Nicholson movie I did, The Fortune, which would never make you watch. It's awful,
no.
and I'm sure you've heard my podcast on that. If not, you'll listen to it. But yeah, it's really not good. So, but yeah, we want to pick some too that we've never seen.
Right, some we've never seen, and some new ones again.
Yeah, we'll try and do some new ones, or like sometimes I want to go back a little bit further, or we haven't done any. Oh yeah, we have done one from the 90s. We haven't done any from the 2010s yet.
Oh my!
So yeah, 2000s. I have a couple in mind for the 2000s. So
I'm glad you remember dates because I don't.
I know. All right. Well, thank you once again, and we will be back.
Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
That wraps up another episode. So make sure you hit like, subscribe, download, whatever it takes to be the first to know when new episodes become available on your favorite podcast platform. For Scenes from the Screen, I'm Sean, and thanks for listening.